Greetings, and welcome to another episode of Brazil Bound, presented by Castrol GTX High Mileage. I'm Matt Doyle, joined by Jesse Marsch, and we're here.
Welcome, Matt, to Brazil Bound.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to be in New York. We're having fun here, but they're having a lot of fun on the streets of Amsterdam tonight.
Right
a landmark performance by the Dutch. Steamrolled Spain 5-1. Worst loss ever by a defending World Cup champion. I think it took the whole world by surprise.
Yeah, it did, and I mean, the Dutch have to be really proud of that performance, and it'll be interesting to see if they can keep it up for the rest of the Cup.
Yeah, and it was interesting because it had a lot of the hallmarks of Dutch tactical history, and we're about to nerd out a little bit on that. Let's do it, Jesse.
All right. You know, I mean, when you talk about Dutch soccer, you talk so much about the man-to-man philosophy, and that's what they've built their system around. And so here we've drawn it up. In the orange X's are the Dutch, and for now we'll say the red circles are Spain. Historically, they've played a 4-3-3, okay? So you can see it here a little bit, and it's built on the man-to-man system. So in the middle of the midfield, you'll see the three follow the opposing three midfielders around a lot and try and close down space. The center forward, in this case Van Persie, will try and split the difference between the center backs. On the wings, they'll go man-to-man, and in the back, they'll go 2 versus 1 on the striker, and the other one will try to help zone and help clean up any plays back there.
It's less about handing off runners than it is about good tracking for the Dutch. And I think they've shown that through the years, especially in 2010. But today, they took it to an almost ridiculous extreme.
Well, they changed their tactics a little bit in terms of their formation by putting 3 almost center backs in the back, okay? And when they did that, they had one guy that was always following Diego Costa, and then when Silva would withdraw underneath, they would have one of the center backs pinch up in there. You saw a lot of times Blind go up to Azpilicueta, and now again, you saw man-to-man all over the field, and they really limited the space for guys like Xavi Alonso, for guys like Busquets, Xavi, and Iniesta. And it was really hard for Spain now to break anything down just because there was constantly men following him all over the field.
It was, but Spain was not without their chances. Xavi had a couple very nice passes in the first half, including the one that sent Costa through for the penalty kick. Iniesta, maybe an even better one late in the half, sending David Silva through. That was a chance he should have finished, a chance that would have made it 2-0 just before halftime. Instead, it went the other way. Robin Van Persie got a golazo, and I think that changed the game.
I think absolutely. The mentality for the Dutch to go in at halftime, knowing that now it's even, make a couple adjustments, and they really came out second half and pushed the game.
They did. In Spain, they looked moribund. They looked listless after giving up that goal, and they had no answers for the physicality of the Dutch. This is a game that was won with individual mistakes on Spain's part, but some brilliance from Arjen Robben, I think, bursting out of midfield. Nobody could track him in the Spanish back line.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting. You know, is it the end of Spain? I think that's the question that'll be out there a lot. And for me, I'm not ready to give up on Spain quite yet, but I do think it's important that they really consider some changes. And I'll give you 2 specifically. The first one is that I think that they may need to take Diego Costa off the field, and he may even be suspended for the headbutt.
Yeah, that's right.
But in 2010, Fabregas played the ghost number 9 for them, and that went really well.
Yeah, ghost 9 means a forward who's not a forward. So that's Fabregas, a midfielder by trade. When he plays in what's really a 4-6-0 for Spain, he's the most advanced attacking midfielder of the group. As Jesse said, it was great in 2010. I think we might see it again, and I think I can predict the other change you're about to suggest.
Yeah, well, you know, it's not one that necessarily I'd be ready to make as a coach, but I think they have to consider making a change in goal with Casillas. They have a really good backup keeper on the bench in De Gea, and I'm not so sure if Casillas, being that he hadn't played really a full season, he only played in cup matches, if he's truly game ready mentally. It's hard to say that about such a veteran goalie, but when you see the mistakes he made today, you have to question that. So it'll be interesting if they make that change.
It was every kind of error imaginable from Iker Casillas and every kind of heartbreak imaginable from the World Cup champions. Of course, they did lose their first game in 2010 as well.
Yeah, not quite in the same fashion.
Yeah, a bit different look. We'll see where it goes for Spain from here. We'd love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments section below. Thanks for watching Brazil Bound, presented by Castrol GTX High Mileage. This has been the Nerd Edition, and remember to stick around here at MLSsoccer.com for all your World Cup coverage.